It almost seems to me to be laughable that Russia's foreign minister, Sergey Viktorovich Lavrov, is defending the bombing, the attacks on civilians in Ukraine. He's a veteran diplomat. His role has always been to provide a veneer of legality and sophistication to politics that are neither legal nor sophisticated. His interview today with NBC's Meet the Press was more extraordinary than almost anything else, not because he broke new ground, but because he attempted to present to an American Sunday morning audience a defense of Russia's systematic targeting of civilians in Ukraine. And hospitals, schools, apartment blocks, power stations, now even American-owned factories have been struck by the Russian bombs and by Russian missiles and drones. Ukraine and multiple independent monitors from the United Nations to Amnesty International classify these as war crimes. Lavrov denies it. He denies that Russia has erred. His claim is that these are not civilian targets, or that responsibility somehow lies with Ukraine. This is not a defence, it's gaslighting. In the NBC interview, he said he avoided the word invasion. He recycled Kremlin talking points that Ukraine mistreats Russian speakers, that the West blocks peace, that Zelensky is illegitimate, and that Russia only wants negotiations. It's the same dialectic Russia has deployed since 2014. Redefine aggression as self-defense, occupation as liberation, atrocities as misunderstandings, and the absurdity of his argument lies in what is omitted. International humanitarian law, particularly the Geneva Conventions of 1949 and their additional protocols, is explicit. Even if Russia claimed military necessity, the deliberate targeting of hospitals, schools or factories without military purpose is prohibited. Lavrov knows this, and by refusing to acknowledge the invasion itself, he cannot concede that these rules apply. His attempt to shift blame also betrays the Kremlin's internal weakness. He told NBC that President Trump wants peace, that Europe is obstructing peace. It's a calculated wedge strategy. But the reality is that peace talks stall because Russia continues to bomb Ukrainian civilians, even as it sends envoys to summits. You cannot negotiate in Alaska on Tuesday and fire cruise missiles at Kharkiv on Wednesday. The interview also revealed Lavrov's theatre. He has cultivated gestures that mix mockery with menace, arriving in Anchorage once in a Soviet-era sweatshirt, now appearing calm and professional while denying indisputable atrocities. It is the style of a seasoned Soviet apparatchik. Never admit wrongdoing, always accuse others. Meanwhile, Vice President J.D. Vance tried to claim that Russia had made significant concessions to Trump, that Ukraine will retain territorial integrity and its government. But Lavrov, in the very same broadcast, insisted that Ukraine must be neutral, non-nuclear, non-aligned, and subject to special protections for Russian speakers. These are not concessions, these are diktats. The deeper issue here is moral. If striking a children's hospital can be excused as legitimate, then the entire edifice of humanitarian law collapses. If the destruction of civilian infrastructure is framed as precision strikes against militarized sites, then there is no boundary left between combatants and innocents. Lavrov's language is dangerous because it normalizes atrocity. Russia's strategy 3 years into this war is clear. It cannot win militarily, so it wages war psychologically. By denying crimes and blaming the West, it seeks to exhaust Ukrainian resistance and divide international support. Lavrov is not speaking to the NBC audience in good faith. He is performing for Moscow. He is a poodle, a monkey, for Trump and for undecided Western publics. He's the what is it? The monkey messing around on the peanut seller's store. Putin is the peanut seller, or even the peanut. And the conclusion must be unflinching. Chimpanzee, that's it. Chimpanzee, not monkey. You know those little chimps. There was a really good example of that in Disney's Fantasia 2. That's Lavrov. And the conclusion must be unflinching. Sergey Lavrov's defense of attacks on civilians is the most polished mask on an ugly war. His words are a performance of plausible deniability, but the evidence is irrefutable. tens of thousands of civilians dead, millions displaced, hospitals and schools in ruins. I can remember many an occasion where I've had conversations with people in Ukraine while I can hear the missiles attacking. And I think, my goodness, be careful, be careful. But people in Ukraine have got used to this. They live with the sirens. They live with the air raid shelters and the air raids and the incoming missiles. It is utterly, utterly horrific that this can become normal. And to take Lavrov's denials seriously is to abandon the principle that war has limits. And in that sense, Lavrov's interview is not merely a defense of Russia's conduct, it's an attack on the very notion of truth itself. Lavrov is a repulsive individual, I've said on many occasions that Putin abandoned humanity long ago, and Putin has abandoned life long ago. Whether he's alive or dead doesn't matter. He belongs in the freezer. And Lavrov, frankly, justifying attacks on civilians, Lavrov can join him as far as I'm concerned.